My name is Benjamin Chilton to my mother. I'm performing as liveisfeedback, and have been for a number of years now.
So how did you first get into music? I mean, have you got a musical background, or is it very much kind of more of an experimental thing for you?
So there's not really a huge amount of music in my family. I started, it was a little kind of punk and metal kid, evidently still am. So started playing guitar and bass as a kind of 12, 13-year-old. That progressed to, I think as it does, it gets more and more extreme. And then I found kind of metal bands like Agoraphobic Nosebleed and The Locust, who were using like drum machines and noise and stuff, and was kind of fascinated by that. And then around the same time, a guy I used to work with when I was a guy who ran the kind of local youth centre recording studio, shout out to Richard Doak, introduced me to Aphex Twin and Square Pusher. And then from there it was like, oh, so you can do, because I think up until that point my only exposure to electronic music had been like my dad's Club Classic CDs, so I thought that it was just trance and nothing else. And then being introduced to the kind of warp stuff and being like, oh, there's people making like horrible unlistenable music with synths as well. Cool, great, I'm in.
Excellent. So Super Saw was your first point of reference, effectively, interestingly enough.
Pretty much. I think it was that, or You're Not Alone, one of those classics.
Yeah, an absolute
great
classic.
Tune.
So what's your approach to performing live then? I mean, you kind of, you're purely modular? Is there a keyboard involved? How do you tackle it?
So I went from, it used to be lots of different synths and effects pedals and a big mixer, and I mean the mixer I still haven't ditched, but the kind of part of the reason why I went for the modular is to slim down having to take 3 synths out every time I perform live. So the modular case is basically kind of takes care of a lot of the synth voices and the effects. I still use a mixing desk for kind of like dub style sends and just performance mute, EQing, things like that. And more recently, the drum machine stays in the studio, and I've got my trusty Korg Electribe, my favourite bit of equipment I think I've ever bought, and an Otto Baum kind of compression distortion kind of box. So it's basically kind of Electribe does all the kind of drums and samples and stabs, Modular does all the voices, bit of distortion, bit of mixing, and a microphone.
What's at the heart of your voicing structure in the case? Then what does the heavy lifting there?
So in the modular system, I recently picked up a WMD Legion and the Soundforce UVCF6. The Legion's got a really mean kind of like saw wave. So yeah, I've never really escaped that trancey super saw. It's got a real mean kind of like swarm saw wave in there. So that goes through the VCF6, which basically gives it that kind of like big hoovery kind of bass sound, really good for electro. There's also the Bastel Pizza and the Noise Engineering Liquella Cateritas, which do the Pizza does a lot of the kind of mid-range sounds, and the Liquella Cateritas is there almost like a sound effect and kind of percussive voice a lot of the time. And I also use I wonder if I've actually got it. I'm just going to go grab it off the shelf. Where's my baby? There we go. So there's actually 2 other bits that they weren't in the case at the moment, but this is the Bristol Communal Modular Magnum percussion instrument, which is like a modular clone of the Simmons kind of like disco wrecker snare, and then this little guy, which is the Yorick, which is like a stylophone style touch synth, which is also a Bristol Communal Modular design. That gets brought out as a bit of a like, it doesn't tune very well, the filter on it's really nasty, but it gets kind of brought out as a little like kind of fun thing for putting in real nasally little sequences, a la kind of minimal wave.
So,
Oh yeah.
Ben, thank you so much for talking to us. We'll enjoy your set forthwith.
Cool. Thanks. Cheers. Enjoy.
Okay. How you all doing down here at Bath City Football Club? In Charlie's Bar? What a wonderful spot. And all the people on the interweb, how are you? Waves to the people on the interweb and the internet. We've got some wonderful stuff coming up now. You should see the technology here. Absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to give a little shout out to the people that have been doing the visuals actually tonight. So we've got Midi Era, who's been doing some of this wonderful stuff that we've been enjoying, and Sloon. Fabulous, fabulous stuff. I think visuals have become a kind of very important part of electronic music and experimental music. It's quite interesting over the last few years. Something we could maybe discuss and share ideas about in the future. But yeah, next up, I'm going to check this name properly, Life. I want to get it right because, Ben, we're going to go with this. Life is feedback! Life is feedback! That was so good! That was so awesome. Tell us a little bit about, because it's like the controls for a spaceship back here. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
And so, yeah, this is like half the studio. This is the slimmed down version. So the drums are coming from the Electribe. Nice to see two of these tonight. Yeah, this does all the drums and some of the weird percussion. All the like bass voices and some of the squelchy stuff come from the Modular. It's SQ64 sequencing it. This little like skull synth. Yeah, shush. I'm talking about my nerdy stuff.
Yeah, shush.
Yeah, there's this little skull synth that was made by Bristol Communal Modular, which is like a stylophone kind of dirty noise synth. And then the old microphone and a like bootleg vocoder. And yeah, it's not much, but it's just all you need.
It just works so well. Honestly, that microphone thing, for me, personally, works so well. So what was that feeding into?
That runs into... I was debating getting a vocoder for ages, and then found out that if you run the pitch shifter and then a really short delay afterwards, you can get like a pseudo vocoder sound. But yeah, it's good fun. The only problem is it feeds back like a feedback thing. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on the internet.
Are we allowed to swear on the internet, Nick?
Yeah, it feeds back like a motherfucker. Cool. But yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks to all the Sonicstate crew and to everyone who's played and to everyone who's done the ones before. These have been super fun. Go support your local EMOMs.
That's what it's about, having fun, listening to great stuff. That was so good. Where can we listen to your music online? I mean, can we listen to it online?
I'm really terrible at recording stuff. I do have a SoundCloud, like a Liveisfeedback SoundCloud that's got like a load of archived live sets. And I do have a record that's coming out at some point. I don't know when. But yeah, you just have to come see me play live. That's mostly it.
Liveisfeedback! Find him on SoundCloud. Bye.